A family, a family, a family, a family. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I just, I was getting ready to start it again. So I just came on here for a little while, right? I never do a little while. I was just getting ready to go there. But once again, y'all know how I am. I'm just trying to check to make sure that I'm on my other pages. That's all. I'm just trying to check to make sure. Let me turn this down. Turn this down. That's all. I'm just trying to check to make sure. Let me turn this down. I'm not gonna mention their name, but I'm on Twitter, and I tend to make comments on stupid stuff, right? By me being a little older, uh, and some people that's trying to actually win the approval of other people, when I say stuff, they get offended because there's certain people that they like Donald Trump. There's certain people that they tend to represent. And be honest, I'm not crazy about Trump. Why I can't get you this daggone thing? And they got offended because of a statement that I made. One of the things that when it comes to politics, and I keep trying to help people understand, when it comes to the grassroots type of work, they can't do. They can come and support whatever you're doing. And be honest, it's good to have them, don't get it wrong. Because when you got people that love and support them financially, that's what I'm looking at, who love and support them, and they come to your organization or your program that you giving like a community event, it helps them, kind of like want to donate towards what you're doing in the community. So that's part of how you um, get investors, business partners, sponsors, and stuff like that. Now, that's how I try to work. I have a team of people that I do work with. Right now, last year, before I ended up, wait a minute, let me try to think of a good word to say. Before they kidnapped me, right, and hid me away for a while, because that's what it was. They kidnapped me because they got tired of this. So they figured they'd get me off the street. But one thing I learned in that process too, I was easy to attack because I didn't have backup. So when you doing stuff in the community and you got your crowd with you or you got your backup, is most likely they're not going to target you that much. But because of myself and my mouth, what tends to happen is I'm an easy target for them. So being an advocate and what I do, their thing is we're going to get him off the street for a while. And I'm going to kind of leave it there. I don't want to take it too far. But it's a lot of stuff that happened. Not just with that, but it's a lot of stuff that happened that I'm not too happy about. And I have been talking to some people about these other situations too. That's that I want to bring to the front line. Now I've been talking to some people that knows how to do some stuff, because y'all know my goal is never to hurt nobody, never. Anytime you come into my life is to help you build on your life, not to take advantage of nobody. So some people have a tendency, they want to make you look worse than what you really is. Want to make you look like you just bad person. You know what I mean? So and that's kind of understandable too, because when you fight against good and evil, man, yeah, when you fight against good and evil, this is just what happens. You know, and I became an easy target, but not next time. Not next time. I'm gonna make sure I have my staff with me. I need to put people, because the way God got me doing is starting things and putting people in position to run it. That's where He had me at. Now, I don't want to expose too much, because I was told, and I'm trying to be obedient now, from years and years ago. You know, I don't mind telling y'all the goal and the vision with me. I don't mind telling y'all. But now I know too, people will try to steal your idea. But the way things go, I'm gonna say in my case, if you don't have it documented for yourself and you want to try to copy it, do what you gotta do. If you over say West, no, don't do West, don't do West. West my area. That's where I grew up and I was raised. But now say like you want to do Park Heights, and I'm further down near Pennsylvania North, and we want to do a team talk show. That's no problem. If you over in that area and you can grab hold as many as you can, do what you do. That's why we need to collaborate together. We need to come together. You know, do what you do. Because the whole goal is to get as many of our young people, and not just that, returning citizens and all of that, to help guide them in a more prosperous direction. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it just seemed like y'all take me too much in the wrong way. But if that's where y'all at, that's where y'all at. But a lot of y'all know my heart. Y'all know where I'm at as far as want to see Baltimore City out there, number one slot. I was born and raised here, 62 years old. Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? 62 years old. I'm not going to no North Carolina, all this type of stuff, like I'm trying to reinvent my life. No, I got family here. I got children here. I got grandkids here. And then this is my home. This is where I fell down at, as far as with that crooked lifestyle. And God turned it around. So do you think I'm going to just run away from that when there's so many other people that need our help? And when I come on here to talk with y'all, understand, this is the Couch Conversation Show. And it's about keeping it real. Then y'all know I do the housing program, right? Where it's a temporary to permanent housing program. And to make it simple, I'll say transitional housing. Because if you're familiar with transitional housing, it's not a permanent thing. But now whenever I evaluate a client, most people, y'all, that either fell on hard time, either they dealing with depression, some of them is dealing with like bipolar, schizophrenic, stuff like that. So they might be on medication, or they was on medication. They stopped taking their medication and they started just listening to this. And sometimes we tend to make some of the most outrageous decisions that cause us to become irresponsible. So for me, because people helped me, and once God delivered me, people helped me to continue on this road now for 31 years. So there's a lot of people now, don't get it wrong, they ain't coming back to the streets. I was called, and I shared it with y'all. I'm sitting in the Church of the Redeemed, right? And I'm up in the balcony, and the Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there than in here. And that's where I've been, in the streets, y'all. And guess what? If I can make it simple to express my feelings and emotions, I'm a freaking Pisces. And if you understand a Pisces, his feelings and emotions is like this. I'm a crybaby. I had to laugh. I'm a wimp. But guess what? I'm a strong man. That's why I have to keep it real with me. Because I'm in tune with my feelings. I'm in touch with Steve Copeland. You know, I'm warm, I'm sensitive. I was called rude today, right? Somebody called me rude. And I'm like, number one, y'all was making a statement. It was, they always attacking the Democrats, Republicans. Y'all was making the statements about, yeah, I just want to see what type of plans they got. No, I want to see what type of plans y'all have. Because the thing is, when it's politics, y'all stick to politics. But you don't come up with solutions, intervention programs. But y'all work for the people. Understand you working for the low to moderate income people too. Not just the middle class, not just your millionaires and your billionaires. You're working for the ones that's like stressed out or distressed, but living in poverty. They need help too. But we so busy, I'm telling you, when we turn our backs on our people. And I was sitting up here now, I'm going to get back into the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment, right? Because they was talking about how the laws was changed. And y'all know the amendments is basically for the black people, right? But we're not the only race, because I don't want nobody Hispanic, Chinese, Jewish, whoever, you know, the ones that suffered at the hands of your local leaders or your leaders, your powerful people. Because look, I'm gonna tell you, I love the phone call I had, and y'all know I run off at my mouth. And this guy called me, and from where he's at, he see that the politicians using the poor people more like as their slaves. That's what he said. I said, I've been trying to tell y'all that. He was telling me, Steve, it ain't really about the people, it ain't about this, it ain't about. Now, mind you, that's all that I've been saying it because of the things I begin to see. And y'all been knocking me. Y'all been knocking me. And he said he was angry. He was disappointed. Because now his eyes is open. And I couldn't do nothing but listen to him. Because I understand, I'm like, I've been told y'all, I was been saying that. I say it all the time. But guess what? He see it for himself. And the person that made the comment, right, that I was talking to, I made a comment on Twitter. And I said something about, you know, when it comes to politics and the things we need to do to slow a lot of, I'm going to say, the crisis down in Baltimore City. The inner city. We got the tools, we got the power to solve a lot of these issues. They just don't want to do it. And then when I was over MTC, right, I was in MTC, which is like pre-trial. I was in A dorm. But when I got sick, I was over the hospital. But you can see where they tore down everything, right? The main prison. That is the $1 billion spot they talking about. And for a lot of y'all that's not really grasping it, look at what they starting to do. They going after the 10 and 11-year-olds. And you can say in your head all you want, oh, they ain't gonna put them in nothing like that. They might not put them there, but there's one up the street and there's one down the street from there. And they will build another one if they have to. Because of our children running around and acting the way they acting, y'all, they are preparing to put them away. On top of that, look at this. You got your gentrification. So you got a lot of our black young men out there killing each other off anyway. So what y'all think they doing? And this ain't nothing new. Martin Luther King and all of them been talking about this. Your civil rights advocates, your human rights advocates, your community activists. And then I'm being called, and I watch people now, but because you can't see your behavior, and because you might be popular in the area that you're in because you're criticizing your own people to win the favor of the European, so you're knocking your own people. And I had to tell this person, don't forget where you came from. I know where you at or where you trying to go in the role that you're playing, because that's all it is. My thing is, don't forget where you came from. The humble beginnings, you know what I mean? It's good that you've been recognized, but don't forget. And see what tends to happen, that's what happens when we lose ourselves. Because we're so busy trying to please and satisfy everybody else. And be honest, I don't want to do that. I mean, I know people, and when I say this, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, a lot of them know me. They didn't heard about this. They didn't heard about this dude that speak out the way he do, that fight for the inner city people. Brandon Scott, like I keep saying, he knows my heart. He knows my passion when it comes to the city. Ivan Bates, Antonio Hayes, James Torrance. It's a lot of them that knows my heart. Christina Flowers, Miss Bazemore, Giovanni, Kohan Dillon, a lot of them. But guess what? When they got close to me, and some of them, not all of them, please don't get it wrong. When they found out that I was more like serious about business, I wasn't about that, you know, I like to use the word robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't take nothing from nobody. My clients, I do not take their food stamps. I don't take their independent cards. I don't do none of that. And I ain't saying other people do it either. I'm just saying that's what I don't do. That's all I'm saying. So don't get mad at me because I have a conscience. That's the best word I could use. And I feel like if I sit back and do a lot of stuff towards God's people, He gonna turn me up. So excuse me, y'all. That's why for me, you do what you do, but Steve Copeland ain't trying to go there. Because I feel like now, for me, I got to answer to the Holy Spirit, and that's not a real good feeling. If you get me, that little conscious thing that's beating you up, and you like, all right, what did it do? What's going on? And you got to check yourself. So I'm just talking about me, y'all. So I'm just not there. And I try to tell people, you know, which I've been trying to be quiet with it. If you taking from the poor to fatten up your pocket, keep your distance from me. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I ain't trying to get caught up in nobody's bull junk or people trying to make it seem like I'm a part of this and I'm a part. No. Now, respect, right? Because if that's what you got to do, that's just like our hustlers in the street. If that's what you got to do to, you know, fatten up your pocket, that's your stuff. I'm not gonna knock you for your hustling, for your hustle. If that's the way you hustle, I just choose not to do it. So don't get mad with me. I just choose not to. And I'm just trying to look at my other broadcast pages, like my Twitch. Um, I've been trying to with all my pages, and this is social pages. It's a slow process, but I've been trying to grow viewers, followers. Well, you know what I mean. Supporters. Um, I want to get out more because I'm from Baltimore City, just to let the people know the great things we're doing to build back up in Baltimore City. This is the type of stuff that I'm focusing on, y'all. You know, and it's not. I like I keep telling y'all, it's not something that like I woke up one day and said I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, that's how I know the difference between my stuff and what God has called me to do. That's how I'm able to judge certain things, you know. And sometimes I don't want to put myself out there like that. I don't, because I know I speak out a lot. And I be praying, I be like, God, don't let me say this, don't let me say it. But look, God already know. He already prepared me. Oh my God, no, you didn't. How you do this? How y'all just jumped in here like that? Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to get back to where I was at. Trying to get back. That daggone other stuff start coming in and knock me out. But I don't know if y'all could still see me. But I don't know, y'all. I mean, sometimes I just you ask yourself, is it worth it? You know, I think it's sad, and if you get mad at me saying it, it's okay that black people won't pull together. I'm talking about at least for the stuff that I do to try to help us. You know, come on, come on. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I try not to figure stuff out or take myself too far over there. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how a lot of people can get me confused, you know, because, you know, like the white truck, I can't get to it. I was told, you know, that the front window was busted for where my son and them parked, that somebody got mad because it was in their parking spot where some other trucks was at. So they bust the window in it, the front window, so I got to buy another front window. Um, from what I understand, I just got a ticket on it. So it has to be moved. I can't move around because I got this box on it. So do y'all understand how trapped I feel? Because I can't get up and just do what I'm so used to doing, and I'm stuck somewhere where I can't go so far. And I know a lot of y'all don't even give a freak, because I know y'all probably saying that yourself is better than me. But understand, this is something I didn't plan for. This is not anything I planned for. So I'm just saying that because guess what? The same way y'all might want to look at me and might feel like I deserved it, or you might want to talk bad about me like I deserved it. Understand the trials and tribulations that we go through as God-fearing men or people, men and women. I didn't expect this. I didn't even like what went down. Why is these ads coming in like this? I got that ad blocker on here. I don't know why it's coming in. But and I'm just saying that because I'll be asking God, please help me. My thing is, y'all know what I do to help give back. And I don't know, it just seems like y'all just turn your back. And there's so many of y'all. I know a lot of people. Whether it's the church, whether it's the 12-step program, or in general from living. I know a lot of people that knows what I do, but it seemed like, be honest, I get more white people to help me than I do help black people. Mainly when it comes to like when we doing rallies or get together, protests. I'm saying get together with Community United and stuff like that. We come together with other organizations. And I'm only trying to learn as much as I can, y'all. I ain't trying to go back to school, get no degree in being a human rights advocate and stuff like that. I just fight from the level of where I'm at as a community person. Learning over here, looking at like the amendments, how they was put into place, what they might be violating against us, stuff like that. But to go with all that too, I have to get with organizations like civil rights advocate groups, stuff like that, civil rights groups or human rights groups, or say like the Innocent Project. The goal is I'm not trying to become a part of it as far as like on a board or something like that. But whenever they go out to do certain things and I don't have nothing to do that day, I just want to be able to support them. That's all. Show up and support them. Same with me. My friend Robert wanted to give a cookout for July the 27th. He called me. He's been trying to reach out to me, So the goal is to help him with that. That's no problem. I'll try to get clothes and stuff to take down there so we can get clothes out and all that. Food out. All of that. I don't mind. Anybody. The whole point when I got that truck was to help non-profits that didn't get government funding. And the people was actually taking their own money and purchasing stuff. So the goal with me with that truck or to get donations was whatever they needed was to help provide it to them where they wouldn't have to keep coming out their pockets. That's all. I don't know how, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know how people start looking at me in this negative way. I'm a God-fearing man. And if you think I'm trying to be perfect today, no way in the world. No. I remember when I was in Browns Memorial Baptist Church. I'm telling you. And when you under a certain religion, the goal is to try to abide by that religion. But I realized from reading the scripture, Jesus talked against religious teaching and politics. People that's in powerful positions that tends to take advantage of the weaker cultures. A lot of this I didn't understand. And I'm going to tell you, it talks about it in scripture. When God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh to let my people go, slavery started way back during Egyptian time. Do you want me to take it back further than that? And I don't want to go too far beyond what we read in scripture. But the world was covered. The world was covered. As far as like a flood came. This when God called everything back into existence, into the light. But guess what? The world was already, in existence before Adam and Eve. We talking about prehistoric time and all that. So it's not just biblical. It reaches way beyond that. And I'm not taking nothing from this, please, because I read and I study just like everybody else. But it's like the Holy Spirit will take you, and a lot of you pastors, ministers, elders who study and read, and y'all know this. It ain't nothing new. It's just y'all are taught to teach people a certain way with your doctrine degree and all that. And I understand. And sometimes that's our way of taking advantage of the people. But guess what? I thank God, my bishop said, get an understanding of God for yourself. No matter how he teach, he don't preach, he teach. So he breaks scripture down, make it real plain and simple that a child can understand. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, because my pastor always said, get an understanding of God for yourself. Because a lot of us have a tendency of going off of other people's stuff. And there's so many different religions out there. Look, I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm a lover of Jesus Christ. Now, I don't care to read other stuff. I might glance, don't get it wrong, but my heart and my soul is not into other things the way it is into the Bible. Because that's what I believe. Now, some of y'all might see something totally different. And if that's where you at and that's how God got you, stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Because a lot of y'all will say things like this. You believe in Jesus Christ, but you won't believe in Jesus Christ as God in the flesh, in human flesh. How he manifests himself into a human form. So guess what? If you don't see that, that's okay. Because guess what? I remember at one point, I didn't see it. And it was like I'm reading and I'm studying, I'm getting the understanding of the Creator. I didn't realize God had walked amongst Adam and Eve. He was fellowshipping with them like that. Then the three, I'm going to say wise men that came to, let me make sure I say it right, Abraham, right? One of them was God in the flesh. And I don't know why, in my head I'm thinking Noah, but I'm thinking Abraham. One of them was God in the flesh again. But guess what? A lot of people don't believe that, and that's fine. Because to me, it's like, from my personal experience, and that's where I always try to go. It's like getting knowledge of them. And I thought I was going to become a Muslim. I did. But then the Spirit hit me, God, through the trials and tribulation, showed me who he was in the flesh. That wasn't something that happened overnight. It was like this bell went off in my head. Bing! And it was like, oh my God. And I'm reading in the book of John, right? And I'm reading in John, and it was like the spoken word that became the written word had become the living, breathing word. And he fellowshiped amongst his people. He came amongst his people, and they didn't recognize him. And I'm trying to quote that back, because I'm not a real good quoter like a lot of y'all. I just read it, and I just understand it, but I can't go and say, well, in Ephesians 4 and 5, I'm not like that. I don't do it. And if God blessed you in that way to have that photographic memory like that, that I love it. Let me put it like that. I love it. But with me, no. I can't remember. It's like I don't know if that's because of the NA thing, right? But it's like if you ask me what happened last Saturday, I couldn't tell you. If you ask me what happened yesterday, I couldn't tell you because my focus is right here. But if you bring something up, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, 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 because I was taught to stay in the moment, like today. So whatever happened yesterday, unless if it's business wise, that's a whole different thing, right? Keep that in mind. Stuff like that, business wise, whole different thing. But if it's for me to try to just remember stuff in its past, it's kind of hard. But if you remind me, then it'll come. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Now, when I'm by myself, sometimes I'll go back and I'll think about, the little stuff we grew up doing and things like that. By me having children, and I thank God, because I'm not like Louis Levy 21, but I watched them grow up, so I'm looking at our children behaviors and stuff like that, and then their little friends and girlfriends and stuff like that that used to come over the house. So I'm used to dealing with teenagers and the younger group anyway. I can't preach to everybody or minister to everybody as far as talking about Christ to everybody. So you might hear me say things like a power greater than yourself, or a higher power, or a loving, caring power, before I might say Christ. But if I'm talking with another believer, then I feel like, hey, we can speak that language. So I was taught all that too. You dress people where they at. I was taught that. Um, I I hate to use negative words because I wanted to say I try my best. It ain't that I try my best, y'all. I do. Either you know how life is. Either you do or you don't. I don't see life the way a lot of people do today. I just don't. And that's because the Holy Spirit has opened up my eyes to a lot of the stuff that I never paid attention to. So if you hear me talking about stuff and you be like, what is he talking about? That's because if you're trying to figure me out, you're going to lose me every time. And I didn't understand that. Why people act like they can't understand where I'm coming from. But if you focus more on my spirit, and that's what I learned. That's why when I'm in the church and my pastor is teaching, I do like this. Because I listen as the spirit speaks from him to me. But if I focus on the individual, I'll get lost because I might look at what he got on. I might look at his movement. I might look at that. But if I just do this and I let him minister to the spirit, you get me? So I'm listening as God. If God has something for me, I'm listening as God minister to my spirit. But it's times when you might listen to your pastor or somebody like that, and the message, the word is not for you. If you don't get nothing out of it, it's not for you. Because as you listen, that's God's way of speaking back to us. If I pray to him and ask him something, I have to take the time out. That's why our prayer is communicating, is talking to God. We can do all this. We can get on our knees. We can flip on the floor. We can do all that. But he already know what you're going to say way before you say it. I had to realize all that because we want to prepare ourselves and do the woosah. And guess what? He knew you're being fake and phony, and he be like, okay, I'm gonna just wait till you finish doing what you're doing. Now tell me where you at. Basically, what's going on? Because I already know. I just need you to talk to me. And those are the things I had to learn throughout the years. God already know what I'm gonna say way before I say it or think it. You get me? So I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it simple. Lord, what do you want me to do today? Well, there ain't much I can do right now. Like, you know what I mean? But I need help. I need help. And I know he's gonna. I know he's gonna put everything there. I know he's gonna put it there. Oh, I know, but it's just the human side of me, right? And I'm trying to stop. I'm trying because I know he's lining everything up, and everybody is not supposed to be here. I know it. But it's like for some reason I want y'all to get what's coming too. You know, I'm talking about the glory. Some good things coming down the pipe. But it's not for everybody. And that's my biggest thing. Everybody not supposed to know, Steve. I ain't for all this lying, manipulating, trying to stab each other in the back, and I'm not for that. I done been through that with a lot of people. But I'm not for it this time. And if we're gonna be about business, let's be about business. I got locked up the 29th. And be honest with y'all, they hid me away. It was like I was kidnapped. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm telling you. So a lot of y'all that's listening to me and sitting over there saying, no, you called, got your own self locked up. You did this to your own self. What the heck? I'm 61 years old. I want to go to prison for it. Where I can't move around that freedom. You know what I mean? And then I'm out here fighting. They done set up there and they done went in, and I'm fighting because of what the police is about my clients. They are clients. They would not take them to get their mental evaluation, right? But they turned around and guess what they did? Gave them 3 days to get out the house. Put homeless people back out on the street to be homeless. Your police department. But I'm wrong. And I told the landlord, I said, I should sue your mother freaking tail. Because you supposed to deal with me. And when it came to homeless people, you should have found out where you can drop them off at. Gonna give them 72 hours to get out. And I'm arguing with the police about my housing program. And then one of the police gonna tell him that I was doing something illegal out the house. What illegal stuff I was doing out the house? And I ain't gonna call your name because I know who it was. I got all them texts, bro. Excuse me, I just want to drink some water. Okay, I'm trying to do this today. And I ain't gonna call no name. I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed. And then I'm trying to call the clients, the ones that was in the two houses, to see is they okay. It seemed like everybody numbers changed or blocked. They blocked me. For what? For what? And I can only imagine the stuff they said to him. Y'all can get them 72 hours to get out, and I guarantee you, I don't know if that other house cleaned out. It was a lot of stuff left behind because some of them had a lot of stuff. I'm very disappointed. And I wish God wouldn't allow me to see this. I do. Just the stuff that people do to get you put away. I wish he wouldn't. I wish I didn't see it. Because I'm going to speak out on it louder. It's a hurting feeling, y'all. When you break your neck to help other people, and then you got people that's supposed to watch out for them. We're gonna turn around and toss them out the program, and gonna shut the 2 houses down. Then a guy died in the house. I'm finding all this out after I was in prison. Then my niece's house got raided because they tried to make me out to be this crooked, I don't know, drug dealer, whatever. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because I want to know what y'all got on me. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case, y'all. That's not the case I'm talking about. I'm talking about stuff that happened, while I was away. So that's not included in that. So it's not the case. It's just some bull crap that some other police did. Oh yeah, and it's gonna come out. Cause hey, and it has nothing to do with what I'm basically charged with. Let's make that clear. What y'all call yourself charging me with. Because the charges in the police report don't even go together. You fucked up, bro. And then for all the rest of this to take place, I told my first lawyer, I said, you need to come and talk with me. Because this thing is bigger than what you realize, because it's like add-on bull jump. I said, man, because he told my daughter, he said, I don't understand your father's case. I said, because he never came and talked with me. If he had came and talked with me, I could have better helped him understand. This is business for me. And it was an argument with the police department and a couple of my clients way before this happened. So now I can talk about that because it led up to that. So I can talk about that. But the case thing is not, because I was already talking about the stuff that I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department already. So that those videos, those lives I already got. Y'all been seeing that. One thing I know, a friend of mine's told me, she was like, a lot of people seeing it right now. I ain't gonna lie. In a way, I wished I never did the live. Because I'm gonna tell you what happened. One of the clients, I went to get him put somewhere, and they wouldn't take him. Excuse me, they wouldn't take him because they were like, Steve, if you can't deal with him, what makes you think we can? I'm like, please, help him. Because they was more, they've been with the staff and everything, so they more established. You get me? And I'm not gonna throw nobody out. The goal is, if I can't help you in my housing program, the goal is to put you somewhere else. But see, a lot of people didn't want to go into, because mine's independent. So a lot of people didn't say, like, you start using. You can't be using in my housing program. But if you start using, my goal is to get you into a recovery program. Because I'm not, no. Right? So when they know they got to go somewhere and they, go through the process of somebody else's program, like the 30-day blackout, stuff like that, they don't want that. But see, when you come into my housing program, you got work to do on yourself. Because the thing is, why ask for help and you fight against help? Because if you already know what to do as far as getting your life in order, then you don't need to ask somebody to help you. But why would you want to tell how to help you? You have to humble yourself. And I'm only saying that, y'all, because that's how one day at a time, I got 31 years clean from drugs and alcohol, from an addictive personality, as far as being irresponsible and stuff like that. That's not how I live my life today. So I take my personal experience and hey, what I was taught would work for me. I'm not studying nobody's book. It's personal. The same way. The same way I sit down with doctors, I sit down with students, and they might want to hear my story. People will come in and say, "Would you share them with them?" You know, like the trying to think like when you're in the hospital or something, or you're in one of them places, and because of when people know I got time and the way I do, well, the way I was taught with the 12-step program, they be amazed that one day at a time that a person that used to shoot dope and cane and all that stuff can be clean, can stay clean. They like, what? And when doctors and all of that come in just to talk with you, and they might have students. That's what I'm trying to get to. They might have students that they want you to, you know, they it's like they want you, they want to know if you will, you know, explain certain things to them. They might want to monitor you, check you out, stuff like that. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with sharing anything with people to help them better understand the behavior. My mother taught me very well. Cook, clean, sew, all of that. But I'm the one that made the decision to go the other route. So when God put me out of that, I was able to fall back on the morals, value, principles, the standards that my mother was teaching me early on, biblically too. See, when I look at the Bible, y'all look at the Bible, y'all see the stories, and I do too, don't get it wrong, but I see the individual. And my thing is, what did God see so special in Matthew? What was so special about Matthew? What was so special about Jesus? About Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, that individuals, the person. See, y'all read their stories, and that's fine. That's fine. But what about the person? I was, I downloaded the book of Jubilee, right? Jubilee. I was scared at first. I'm like, nah, I ain't going in it. I ain't touching it. I'm going to stick to what I know. But I went on and downloaded it. And you know what? It wasn't doing nothing but talking. Basically, it's about Enoch, and I'm trying to think of the other person name. But J A something. But anyway, just to have a little knowledge and understanding. But my thing is with everything biblically I read, basically, it's I want to know about the individual. What did God see so special in that person? And that person was not without their faults. Because as you read and you study into the scripture, you know some of them struggle with certain things. But guess what? Like with David, no matter how you stumble and fall, Steve Copeland, you're a man after my own heart. And I'm like, thank you, God, because during this time I had cheated on my wife. I got ordained deacon. I felt like I failed God, not her. Because I went back on you know, the commitment that I made in my heart this time. I wanted to be a better man in this marriage than what I was in the first marriage. And when my wife called me a hypocritical bitch, a bell went off in my head. I'm like, something bing. And I said, I'm going to fix you. And I started cheating. I didn't fix her. I heard it me. I went back on my commitment, the vows that I made. And then I felt like I failed him. So if a lot of y'all want to sit back and say, no, you cheated on me. No, I cheated on myself with somebody else. And I had to realize that because it wasn't about her at that time. And I'm not trying to be smart. And if you look at reality and look at to thy own self be true, right? I had to be honest with me because I didn't have to do it. But that's what I do as a man. When I'm hurt about certain things and I'm in a relationship, why do you run to another female? I don't want to lead a relationship or a marriage, something like that. But I want to be in that room. It's comfort day, like that little baby. And I have to look at me. That's why I call it keeping it real. Because guess what? It ain't a goddamn thing none of y'all can tell me because I already did it myself. So I know unless you've been there. But if you come in here with your ideas and your opinion or how you might have felt, don't do it. Listen to what I'm saying. So understand, and I had to tell my wife too, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't her. So I'm just saying this to you women or you men, when they make the decision to step out, it's kind of hard to be honest, but don't put yourself there. Because you might not have done nothing other than just being yourself for them to go and act like that. You get me? For them to act like that. So I'm just saying, and Elizabeth, I don't believe it's you. I just had to bring that thing up. I don't believe it's you. I think that's, and then y'all need to stop that. You said prison in Jessup in Hagerstown. Well, I can't see what you're saying. Other than that, I just happened to see on this thing that it was some other stuff on here. But it don't matter. It don't matter, sis. Because guess what? Let me share this with you. What I seen over there, we're going to get it correct. And just like I told the warden, I said, once I get this thing situated and cleared, I said, I have no problem coming back and helping y'all with some programs. Would you have told her that? So y'all need to stop playing with me. I'm just playing. For 10 years, right? For 10 years, I used to go into the wide building and take NA meetings in there. Why y'all? Follow me. Just follow me. So the thing is, right, we know that a lot of times they are not teaching or rehabbing, right? I'm trying to make sure I get the word right. But you know, when you screw up, the goal is to help you turn your life around. Once you go to a place like that. So at one point they used to do it, but they're not doing it like they used to. So I'm just saying I can't really read what you put there. I didn't even know you had wrote up. Oh, I can't, Elizabeth. I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I'm trying to roll this up where I can see what you're saying. No, keep in mind, it was 3 clients that I was dealing with, but this was way before I got locked up. That the police decided to, But it was 3 clients that I was dealing with. It was a brother and a sister. They stopped taking their meds. Wait a minute. Now, this was before this March incident thing. Okay? So, if you just jumping in, that's probably why you kind of missed it too. But this is what I told the police, right? Wait a minute, I'm trying to see what you wrote. This is what I told the police. I said, just tell them this. Mr. Copeland no longer wants you into his housing program. Oh, we can't tell them that we can't. I said, yes, you can. I said, just say Mr. Copeland no longer wants you in his housing program. Because they was offered their medication. And see, if he had said it, it would have put him, would have made him wake up. Because they realized, oh my God, I ain't got no way to go. And that's all I was telling them. They were like, oh no, we can't tell them this. We can't tell them that. But the officer came and told them. And it opened up that door. I'm like, don't tell me what y'all can't do. I done had officers come in where somebody had called and the police, be honest with you, they put them out. Because once they realize it's a transitional program and we give you a 3-day notice now, right? On that first day, like tonight, if I tell you you got 72 hours, now tonight. So tomorrow, that means go find you somewhere to go. Go look for somewhere. So once you do, you find something. That second day is for you to pack your stuff up. The third day is for you to go. But now, where we at, wait a minute, Elizabeth, where we at, right, and the way we deal with people, and I'm only sharing what was told to me. Christina Flowers made it, what'd you say, poor Steve? Shut up, girl. But look, wait a minute, because I don't want to stay too long. You kind of got me looking at the questions now, which you put. Stop. I'm going to tell you right now, if your heart is not where mine's at, stop trying to put me in your category. Not just you, I'm talking about anybody. Stop doing it. Because to be honest with you, I ain't got to do nothing that I do. But because it was, people helped me. So when it comes to people in their lives, right, I don't play. It's not a joke. When we living somewhere pretty decent, right, and they don't have nothing, the goal is to try to help people. Let me turn this down because I can't. And see, it takes me back to my mother. When we would bring you in the house, right, feed you. We would pad the floor down, and we didn't have an extra bed for you. We would pad the floor down to make you comfortable. That's the way my mother was, and that's the way we carry it. So my thing is, if you wasn't taught to help embrace people and do things, don't come at me in that negative way. Because my goal is never to hurt anybody. At least now. Because back in the days, I didn't know who you was. You came for me. Because I was, but my mother always. So a lot of times when I do what I do, I think back about my mother. And keep in mind too, back during that time, it was the village that took care of us. So, and that's my thing with that too, is for us to come back together. And it's going to have to be the village. When you got 10, 11-year-old kids out there showing off now, it's getting too far. It's going too far. You got them 10, 11 now. I give it another year or two, they're going to be 8 and 9. And people going to be talking about locking them away. Uh-huh. Yep. Y'all know how I felt sitting over there watching that TV? When them 30 people got shot down in Brooklyn and the 2 got killed, I was bombed. I was like, wow. They was like, what's wrong? And once you do something on that type of level, where you're going to have a lot of people coming, one thing, you get it registered with the city. And then the police jump in. That housing, all that bull junk ain't had nothing to do with nothing. That's the protocol with it first. Safe streets and all of that should not have been thrown in it like that. Safe streets is more like a backup. The polices, your community, because it's a non-profit thing. Basically what they was doing. It was a community thing. So once you go, you have to go and get it registered with the city. Then the police supposed to come and police the place. Now, Safe Streets was an extra hand. And I'm sitting there listening to them. I'm like, y'all got it wrong. Only reason why I can say that because I'm with a nonprofit organization where we come into your community and help you gain control over your community. I used to have monthly meetings like safety in the war zone, harm reduction in the community of color. I used to get people to come in who used to live a certain way of life and don't live it no more, and they productive now. Have businesses and all that. Because you got to bring the people in to embrace the people. When we would have our housing meetings, whether it was in Gilmore projects, McCullers, or Perkins, we would get the tenants to come out. So any issues that they're dealing with, we would take it to housing authorities because tenants have rights. So you know who spoke out a lot on that? Big Mouth. Don't, come on, I didn't ask for this. And if you watch me, if you listen to me, you'll hear my passion and what I'm saying. It ain't that I'm being nasty or mean. It's like, I get blown up. And y'all take it the wrong way. It's like, I get hype. But it's just the way I come. I want to make a point. And if you don't get it, what you want me to come and say, well, see, really, because housing authority, and they got rats and roaches running around. Well, housing authority know they supposed to come in and do a better job. Where's your supervisor? Where's your manager? Who's the director? Yolanda. Because I have to step across some heads. Who is the director of housing? Who's the director of homeless services? And my thing is, if you don't put in the work, at least to get to know who's who, don't blame me. That's why when it comes to whoever, I'd rather get to know the individual. You know, feel you out. See if your heart really in the right place for helping people, just to feel you out. That's all I do. I try to deal with the human being. That way I know which way to come. If I gotta be hard on you, I'm gonna be hard on you. If I gotta be gentle, I'm gonna be gentle. Ask Brandon. I was gonna say ask Brandon Scott. Kim Klasick was the one I was talking about. I was making a comment after her. She kept talking about, because you ain't got me color up. No, when you, and she told me she ain't a politician, but she running for the 4th district somewhere else. I'm like, her? I said, people. Kim probably like, I'm gonna kick him right up his tail. I said, Kim, that's why I don't deal with the politicians, because I see y'all some phony, fake, egg people. Don't get mad because of keeping it real. Don't get mad with me. Pay attention, I'm telling you. Pay attention. Don't get mad. Some people get mad, and I'm like, you know what? I'm only feeding y'all a lot of the bull crap that a lot of people don't see. They want to kick my tail. I don't want them suckers know where I live at. Because they be like, we gonna get him. He talk too damn much. That's the way they be telling me in prison. Mr. Copeland, can you please shut up? Because you be trying to feed them positive stuff. I'm like, I ain't shut up. You don't be coming at me. They got rights. I said, okay, I'll shut up. I'm telling you. And I like having fun. So in what I do, it's just when people throw negative stuff there. I'm trying to accept everything, yo. So your opinion, your ideas, because I'm not always right. Y'all look, I might be right here. You might have been here and there now. Feed me. I'll catch it. I'll catch it. And that's all I tell people. I tell people I'm in here, I'm in this prison, I'm telling people, look, just talk about you. I don't want to hear about all of them over there. Talk about you. A lot of us don't like talking about us because we don't know about us. We know more about what other people do and what's happening in their lives than the talk. We so afraid. I said, no, I'm in the prison, y'all, and I'm telling people, talk about yourself. Come on, I'm 60-something years old, so I kind of know who used to do who and who's still doing what. Shut up. I don't care to hear that mess. But you need to go sit over there, and we going over here and tell some prison stories. I'm like, okay. I'm sitting over there by myself, right? they over there having a competition on who spent more time in the prison, who they did this. I'm like, look at this shit. They've been in prison since they was like 6 months. I'm like, huh? Because the years ain't adding up. I'm like, damn. And then when they finish, they come over to I'm like, y'all can get away from me with that bullshit. No, not now. But look, that's how it was. I'm telling y'all, whew, I would trip out. And then some of them would spend like 5, 10 years, and I'm gonna share this, and I didn't know. Like right now, it's getting warm. During the wintertime, a lot of homeless people would do stuff to go to prison just for the moment. And they start telling me all that. I'm like, dang. See, yeah, since some of them just, they go commit crimes, certain crimes, they know they might give them 5 months. So that's the wintertime. And they got the 3 meals in the cot and the shower and all of that. And some of them are on the working thing, so they getting a little money. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you, prison is not something. And I wasn't in no hardcore thing. I don't know all about that. I only kid enough. But what I seen over there, a lot of this stuff, and I'm just talking about not helping our inmates. That's all. Not helping them to improve themselves. And that was my biggest argument with a lot of the correction officers. Not really helping them, like rehabilitating them. And mind you, from March, July the 22nd, I was over in MTC Hospital. When I came home in February, count the months, February the 16th, just coming home, I came home from the hospital because of my feet. And a lot of the guys that came through had some severe mental issues, and I got kind of pissed because they wasn't giving them anything to kind of help with this. So I was going at it. The psychiatrist, therapist, one guy, I know they didn't see him for about 5 months. And it's sad. So for a lot of y'all, and I know if you do the crime, do the time. If you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. I understand all of that. But from what I was seeing, y'all, it was like a lot of the guys, they had great potentials about coming home and doing the right things. And most of them, when I found out they was dealing with like mental issues and they was on medication and they stopped taking the medication, I would tell them, get your medication. Start taking back your medication, because that will help your mind to slow your mind down from just steady running, racing. And some of y'all that might understand, have family members or yourself, might be bipolar, might be dealing with schizophrenia, might be dealing with PTSD. I met a man that was in the service, y'all, a little bit older than me. He was a sergeant, and he bust out crying because he had the PTSD. And, just talking with him, and I would stay up late at night, just let him talk. That wasn't my job, y'all. That wasn't my job. And I had to tell people, once they made it clear to me that it's like they was on medication for certain things and they stopped taking the meds. That's why they asked me to shut up. I was blasting them. And I had to shut up. Because they got a job to do too. And it wasn't about people getting better. Even with the doctors and the nurses. The Africans. Because they got more Africans now. And I asked the warden, I said, where the hell they come from? Because they over there treating the inmates like trash. And I told them, I said, y'all, come on, we didn't snatch y'all and go and bring y'all over here. But y'all want to disrespect us? Not right him. And I would ask him, give me your name and your badge number. I'll give you my name, but I'm not going to give you my badge. I said, write it down. No, you don't even know, write it down. And the next time they see me, they be like, how you doing, Mr. Copeland? Oh, Mr. Copeland, fine now. I had to shut my mouth. I had to shut my mouth. I had to shut my mouth. I'm over the hospital. And I told them I'd rather go back to population. Because it seemed like they were sending people into the room I was in that was dealing with issues. And next thing I know, somebody told me, I'll punch you in your face. What the hell? What? Come on. And you know I got this big black boot, right? That's one of the reasons I couldn't go back. But I didn't fight nobody. Get me out of here. I ain't getting no chuck. About 7 times. Because I felt like they was putting people in there to just come at me. And I'm like, no, you're not. And if you swing on me, you're going to be mine. Get me out. And I had to make it clear to them, I only got one hand. This is the hand I use. As far as you know, I can't let nothing happen to this because I don't use this hand like that. Now I told the sergeant that, I said, let me tell you something. Because he going to come and tell me one day, I heard you going to punch somebody in the mouth. I said, with what? You heard wrong, bro. Who I'm going to hit with this right? I can't even, look. The fist ain't even closed down here. This will break. I said, no. Get me out before because I'm looking at all this other stuff in here, right? Get me. I was in the room by myself. It was real private. And the lady from ADA got mad too. She come tell me, because y'all could have put him somewhere with a TV. I said, no, I'm cool. I'm cool because I'm older. And I wasn't for all that chaos and confusion. And then they was like, Mr. Copeland, there's some older guys back in 409. You want to come back in 409? Because they're older. They ran your age, it'll be more peaceful. And then you can watch TV. So I said, okay. And then one of them suckers trying to break down. I'm like, oh my God, we senior citizens. I'm like, man. And by me dealing with a lot of people with mental issues, I deal with it. But I'm like, they need meds. Come on. God dang, I might, I deal with depression, but shoot, give me my little pill. Because I ain't trying to go, woe is me. So I know how important it is, y'all. The only reason why I'm saying it, because I know how important it is. If you're dealing with any type of chemical imbalancement within the brain, go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. Because it's I'm realizing that I'm watching a lot of people around in the prison. And most of the clients that I had, when they on their medication, they're like normal as possible. I'm seeing these people and the behaviors, and then I'm understanding why a lot of the criminals do what they do and continue doing it. Because if they have some type of chemical imbalancement, it could be depression, it could be bipolar, it could be schizophrenic. I'm just saying, to commit that crime. And then when you bring them in, and if you don't, observe, I said I was gonna look for the words a lot better, right? Like the process of rehabbing. Because one day they're going to go back home. Some. And then they in there and they comfortable. They really don't care to go back home. I'm like, what? No, not me. I'm not used to this. This is not my home. I'm used to having that freedom. This right here, I'm telling you, 62 years old, and I cannot get up and move around the way I want. And I'm talking about doing business. So guess what they're gonna have to do? Come here. Yeah. And I'm all right with that. Because it's work that needs to be done, y'all. And I don't mean to be this long, but y'all know I just started talking. And my heart is for Baltimore City, man. Sometimes I wish I was like, you know, um, I wish I didn't care. I wish I didn't. And I hate the fact that I care. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because it's like, because I try to fight so hard for sure. People just make me feel like I'm just so wrong. And I know I'm not, but I'm just the way I feel from time to time. And just can't help but care. Sometimes I be wanting to call people and ask them, how do you just don't give a fuck about certain things in life as far as towards helping people? I don't want a lot. Come on, I'm 62. Been married twice. Got children, got grandkids. Give me a nice little room. I'm just saying. I don't even want the big house with the grass because I'll be out there trying to cut that sucker and all that. I ain't trying. I've been there with all that. I just want to be comfortable. And if I decide I want to go, you know, money wise, say on a cruise, or say I'll go to Hawaii next week, just to have that money, you know. I ain't asking for a lot. Cause it ain't gonna be on me, so I ain't gonna realize what I got, but I know I got something there to do what I want to do, what I want to do. And that's the way I started seeing things now. And sometimes I wonder, do Donald Trump, people like Donald Trump, do they realize the money that they had, you know, doing stuff like that? Because it's not on you. And it just seemed like it don't carry that value the way it used to, or you using it to impress everybody. I've kind of done all that. So it doesn't hold the same value. Yes, I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna just make this clear right here because God already told me for what He had planned. I'm gonna make money, but I basically love what I do. So if the money, you know, fine. And I'm talking about business wise, strengthen the community. So anything based around building back up in our poorest communities, because those are the ones that need our help the most. I've been looking at tiny houses, affordable. I've been looking at them container houses. It's a guy that live in Florida that's doing this. And he told me, he said that he got his property from um uh, uh, like the, you know, the I'm trying to think of it. I hate when I can't get stuff out. But you know what they do, like agriculture and stuff like that. They be having all this land around. That's they didn't. They gave them land to put container houses on. I'm like, huh? Because I know they got. I know what some of them at too. I'm like, ooh. But see, and then you know we got the modular homes. But I'm looking at houses for maybe no more than like 100,000, 120,000. for our people that can't afford the $200,000 to $300,000 houses, and it's not impossible because Bree Jones is doing it, and it's a bunch of other ladies doing it. There's a lot of people that's doing it. You got big companies coming in here in the black community, in the poor community, and they want to put $300,000, $350,000 houses right there on North and Linden Avenue. I used to live right there. I used to go to 61. And I'm talking to the guy that's coming in there doing it. I'm like, help me. Because y'all can't replace them all. We on LinkedIn. But they building up around in Baltimore City. It's Baltimore developers. They doing a great job. But in many other areas, right? But they coming in the city. They building right there at Pennsylvania and North. Right there where Turks Bell's Bondsman's at. They building them new, I think they're gonna be apartments right there. So they're gonna clean all that up sooner or later. Watch. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on. They rallying our people in one area so they can take each other out. They rallying them like cattle so they can take each other out. Now I feel like I need to shut my mouth. And this is on Twitter too. YouTube. Amazon Live. The package I got now, I have 8 platforms that once I come like right here, it goes to them. Look at my Yahoo page with Facebook. That's my main page. I call it a Facebook page, but it's Yahoo on Facebook. I'm only trying, y'all, look. I kind of wish more of us. I'm just talking about more of us. Stand up and fight. Enough is enough is enough is enough. And it's been set up like this for years. I'm not the only one talking like this. The only problem I have, I'm standing by my freaking self because a lot of the people, to be honest, I had to back away from. But my thing is, I need y'all. Y'all know this. And why in the heck is y'all mad at me? Because I'm a go-getter. Because you can't run me? Why would you want to run me? Stand beside me. When I come and whatever y'all doing, I come and support y'all. I don't try to dominate. I don't try to take over nothing y'all are doing. And I'm talking about most of the non-profit people that I deal with. You looking for government money? I don't care to get government money. That's why I reach out to business owners, partners, sponsors, investors. But yes, I'm going to put a 501c under strengthening the community. I'm going to put it under there. And that's going to be the multi-purpose center. I done seen 3 spots so far. And people that I've been talking to. So we preparing it. It's just, and Maurice, the name of his program is Surveyor Program. It's Maurice Surveyor Program. He's from Bamboo. He's from Bamboo Jump Street, right? And he has about 6 or 7 youth programs where he used to be an actor, producer, and all of that. So he helps them with music, art, theater, dancing. He get them into that. The ones that want to go on to become actors and dancers and musicians, because he deal with a lot of. That's the one that's helping me with my youth program. And he called me the other day. And my thing is, guess what? That's Wendy Graham's cousin. So he called me. I said, man, we need to talk. He said, do you have a place now? I said, I got 2 of them I'm looking at so far. That's, you know, they in the process of beginning to build. So, and I don't want to go too deep with stuff, y'all. Because the thing is, let it happen. Now I'm going to talk about Bishop Charles Carrington. That's one of the partners that me. The reason why I'm saying that because he might be listening. But look, he already know where my heart is at. He this is part of what he wants to do. So it's a lot of us that's like standing alone, but the goal is to come together. And that's what we get ready to do. So I'm not the only one. I'm the only one talking on my end. He's on his end. The other one's on their end. The goal is and last year, when God took me through what he took me through, this is what he said too. The money coming, Copeland. Take it from there. I did not ask. To spend time where I spend time. I did not ask. I was reaching out for help way before it got there. Colonel Melvin Russell know what I was going through because I even had him on the phone one night when he was trying to talk to them to tell them who I am and what I do. And when I came home, I called them. I said, you know what? They ended up arresting me. He was like, huh? I told Kim Mackenzie Frost before I even got arrested. I said, I got an issue with the Eastern District Police Department. She said, let me look into it. I said, okay. I hadn't even called her yet and told her I was home. You know they ended up arresting me. Huh? I hadn't even went down to the rental spot, the court rental spot. The same lady that gave me a paper said, Mr. Copeland, you're being harassed by the police. She said, fill this paper out. You can get up to $30,000. But if you go across the street, you can get more. That was to City Hall. I said, I'm going to go across the street. I got about 15 names and badge numbers that I was told to report them. Now, mind you, I'm talking about this because I was talking about it then. So I'm not saying nothing out of order. Don't get it wrong. I'm just repeating something that happened before it happened. But then when I was looking at my stuff on Twitter, names are being called. I'm like, oh, we got them on. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because I can talk about it. Be honest, I can talk about it. But my family asked me. It was my family. Said, Daddy, please don't go on your live and talk about the case and Lady J and talk about the case and blah blah blah. So my thing is Donald Trump can do it. Why I can't do it? That's my bullshit. If Donald Trump going to talk about his dog, why I can't talk about my dog? Because I know they can be like, I'm like, don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. And see, if we make an issue out of that, just because he's European, light-skinned, and we couldn't go through that. And they was talking about the other day, this man had 36 charges. And a lot of stuff is being kind of dropped here, dropped there, and they playing with it. But then there's more stuff. And I'm like, how he's still on the ballot. And he can go in, take a mug shot, do a fingerprint, and turn around and leave. Love your system. Y'all got some bull crap with y'all. And then the lady, the prosecutor lady, whoever that woman slept with is her freaking business. How y'all dig that deep? How did y'all dig that deep? Because her and somebody else on a personal note, how in the freak? And I guarantee you, a lot of the ones that's falling behind Donald Trump and all that type of stuff, the lawyers and all, I bet you they perverts, they pedophiles. I'm telling you. Because human beings, I'm just saying, a lot of them got some shit with them, even though they, forgive me, Christian people. But I'm like, a lot of them got stuff with them. How they dig that deep into what this woman and this man is doing on a personal note? That's their business. It ain't got nothing to do with what the crooked stuff. And y'all trying to bring that to cap. I'm like, oh no. And I'm Marilyn Mosby. I was going to say Marilyn Monroe. I'm sorry they doing you the way they doing you, sister. But if I was on the jury, nowhere in the world, I would have found you guilty. Because a lot of them suckers, believe me, a lot of them, they went into their money too. That's your personal stuff. Whether you lied or not, to get whatever money you got. Look how they dig deep on us, y'all. That was personal. And then they was talking about the house that she got up in Florida. They're going to say you can't rent them out. Who in the heck going to tell you whatever house you buy, what you can't do, what you can do with it? What mortgage company going to tell you, look, the bank lend you the money? They ain't got nothing to do with that. Buy. After that, buy. And I'm like, and we'll sit back, yeah, that's what she did. That's blah, 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 blah. And a lot of us, be honest with you, I closed my 401k. I closed it and took that money and got my money. Because guess what? They spend your money the way they want, and they make money off our money. Anytime you put money in the bank, they lend your money. They lending your money to other people. You might earn a little teeny weeny something. Interest. They taking your money. Whether you got 100,000, a million, or 50 or 25. The banks invest your money. That's how they're able to make money. Pay attention to the ride. Only because of the stuff I started doing. I'm beginning to, once again, I gotta go back to God. Because you hear how people say, we need to wake up right back. We need to wake up. I'm like, I'm already woke, blah, 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 blah. That third eye stuff. I'm like, I already. Some stuff I be like, God, why you let me see this? Because you know I'm going to talk about it. Why? He said, that's why I let you see it. Because I know you're going to talk about it. And I can guarantee you, it's a lot of y'all looking. You just ain't saying nothing. Like, there you go again. Then he blamed it on Jesus Christ. He talked about God called him. He don't even look like God called him. And he got his teeth in his mouth. His glasses not on his face right. Right, Church of the Redeemed. Because you know when I see y'all, I'm going to pick with you, right? Because I know it's a lot of y'all looking. Because it's on my Facebook pages, too. Y'all looking. Oh, Lord, there he go again. He calling us out. No, I ain't calling none of y'all out. All right. Tachira Anderson. Oh, not right now. I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm gonna get ready to get off here anyway, because I've been on here for too long. But look, y'all have a nice night. Let me get off here and see what my daughter talking about. Love y'all.